Alright guys, so Fula coming to you with another video. Shout outs to the whole LDBC. Make sure you download the app and make sure you sign up to Lion Den's boxing community. So in this video, man, I kind of want to rap about event that basically the first time I did this, it basically took my soul and I was sore. Like my body was sore for like a couple of days. And that is the man killer, aka the 400 meters hurdles. Now, this event, man, this event is probably why for boxing I don't need to do road work. I'm gonna be honest with you, because the training of it and the just the physical, technical, and mental demands of it, basically your road work will be covered with this event. So the 400 meter hurdles basically is a combination of you being a sprinter, you being a hurdler, but also you being an 800 meter runner. Because usually, quiet as is kept, 400 meter hurdlers have hell of 800 runs, you know, or even 600 meter runs. They have a hell of a 600 meters as well. Now, I'm going to tell you something, man. This event, you have to run it in such a way that that you basically, like the 400 meters, you spread the speed out throughout the whole track. Now, with this event, I will say one thing. To run it right, you also have to attack those hurdles like you do 110 hurdles. And what you'll see often, like, you know, when you look at pictures of the 400 meter hurdles and when you just watch the race in general, because it is 400 meters, people tend to spend more time in the air over the hurdles because they figure they have 400 meters to make up ground. So they figure that, okay, I can get away with a little bit of no technique over the hurdle. But guess what? If you do that, you're only increasing your time in the race. So usually a good 400 meter hurdler will be able to run some 110s as well. He'll be able to run a solid 110 hurdle. Because the 110 hurdle is more technical than the 400 meter hurdles due to the fact the hurdles are higher. Because in the guys' 400 meter hurdles is 36 inches. And the women's 400 meter hurdles is 30 inches. Whereas in the 110 hurdles is 42 inches for guys. For women, it is 33 inches. But you have to be pretty special to even want to run the race, I'm telling you. Like, to even want to put yourself through the training, through the pain, through you, like, basically, like, it's just a lot, basically. No matter who you are, I don't care how strong you are, I don't care how fit you are. You will be hurting after you will be hurting after the race, or even during the race at the last stretch. Because the thing is with the 400-meter hurdles, like, it's very important for you to keep your form. If you do not keep your form, it makes it that much more difficult. I'm telling you. It makes it extremely difficult to do. And what I will say about the 400-meter hurdles is that with the high hurdles, you don't have to count your steps. That's the thing. You don't have to count steps, right? You don't have to worry about counting the steps. With the because it's just boom 1 2 3, boom 1 2 3, boom 1 2 3, boom 1 2 3. You know, you take 3 steps in between every high hurdle. That's the whole thing, right? But with the 400-meter hurdles, it depends on the athlete. It really depends. Because when it comes to 400-meter hurdles, you have to look at a couple of things. You have to look at the athlete's height. You have to look at the athlete's like flat speed. And you just also have to look at the athlete's technical abilities over the hurdles too. Because some athletes, they take 15 steps in between the hurdles, right? In the 400-meter hurdles. Whereas some athletes take 13 steps. The ones who take 13 steps don't necessarily go the fastest. The ones who take 15 steps, they may be faster than the ones who take 13 steps, you know? So, basically it varies. So some famous 400-meter hurdlers, I'm going to, of course, say the GOAT. This guy is not just like a famous 400-meter hurdler. He's just like a famous track athlete, period. I'm going to say Edwin Moses, man. The way he ran that race, bro, very smooth, long strides, polished technique over the hurdle, didn't stay long in the air over the hurdle, basically was able to have an unbeaten streak. He had like one of the longest unbeaten streaks in track and field history. You know, and he just did it so effortlessly. You know, he just was a very, very smooth, fluid runner over those hurdles. The guy who I would say who basically was able to make noise for us Africans and actually medaled in the Olympics, I think it was the 84 Olympics he medaled, was my guy from my fellow countryman, Ahmadou Diabak. And he medaled in the 84 Olympics, and he ran pretty fast. He ran like a 47 in those mugs. But Andre Phillips, he got first place, and in that year, Edwin Moses, he got the bronze. So, yeah, man, it's very, very good hurdlers. Now, the record holder is Kevin Young. And he ran those things very, very fast in Barcelona. And this was the post-Edwin Moses era. He ran those things in like 46.78. He ran very, 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 very fast. There was a polished technique. And for one, he was very tall. That's the thing. He was very tall. So with him being tall, he can just cover so much ground, man. And really cook with gas over those hurdles, man. Now, as far as the women goes, well, there's actually one more good guy too, but more or less, he was from Uganda, and Edwin Moses said he was inspired by him, but more or less so, his success was a result of basically a lot of hard work and just physical makeup too, just his physical build and stuff. And that's John Akibua. And you know, John Akibua, his technique wasn't, it left a lot to be desired, but it was just like he was so strong, and he was that's what made up for the technique, you know. Now, as far as the women, there hasn't really been any women in the U.S. who have really dominated it until recently. You know, the 2016 winner was in the Olympics was Dalilah Muhammad. You know, shout outs to Dalilah. She was very chill, very cool. And another one who won the world championships, the last world championships, was Corey Carter. She actually, did the last one. She won. Now, I will say, okay, that on the guy's side, some up-and-coming prospects, I would say, besides myself, whenever I feel like running it, which is like once in a blue moon. But there's a guy named Rai Benjamin. He's good. He's good. He's the goods. When it comes to the 400-meter hurdles, he's the goods. He looks to be the part. In fact, I would not be surprised if he guns for that world record. Seriously, just based on what I've seen so far, he can do it. Another guy I'm going to say is, he's from Qatar, or let's say his nationality is Qatar, but his origins are Mauritanian, and that's Abdul Rahman Samba. And he just has the physical makeup to run that race so well, man. That's what it really just comes down to, man. It's just his physical makeup enables him to run that race. I'm just telling you. I'm keeping it a buck. The physical makeup just really does it for him, because his technique is not that good. And yeah, man, it's like his body was built for the event. But you know, right now we have the NCAA's track and field going on, so we just gotta have to see and look who's really making some noise in those 400-meter hurdles. But you know, Diamond League is coming up in May, so you can expect some full coverage on the Diamond League from Fula Sports. Now, when it comes to the Diamond League, since I myself do the hurdles and the jumps, I'm mostly going to cover the sprints, the hurdles, and the jump events. But from time to time, I'll go and do the throws and the long and middle distance events as well. You know. But that's all I got for now. Leave your thoughts and leave your comments. I'm telling you, man, I talk to other athletes, and they all say the same thing about 400-meter hurdles. That thing is death. It's a painful race. It is like death. Trust me. But anyhow, that's all I got for now, guys. Leave your thoughts, leave your comments. Fula signing out. Unjarama.